Is reporting live here. Actually, I am reporting live. So I'm doing part 2 right now, but of the how I paid only 6 payments in 7 years with my mortgage and with my home. I'm doing part 2, and I'm gonna jump ahead to nowadays instead of, I'll go back and tell you the steps of what I did, but I just had court today, so it's fresh in my brain, and I want to just get it out there, so I'm jumping ahead a bunch of years, but I will go back in more parts of my posts that I'll explain a little bit more of my journey. Not recommending this to anybody. I'm not advising anyone, to do exactly what I did. This is my own personal journey. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving out any legal advice. This is just my freedom of speech to tell my story of what I did and what happened to me in my case with my home and how I handled it. How you do with your life is your discretion. I'm not advising you either way. I'm just trying to make aware of what I did and what my situation was. So today I had to go to federal courthouse because there was a 10 o'clock a.m. foreclosure auction for my house. And guess what? My house is always the first one on the chopping block. Go figure. I already knew this was coming this day, and I already had a plan together with my attorney. And I do always recommend having an attorney represent you in anything you do. I have a SWAT team of attorneys that I use. I've got an attorney for everything I do in my life that I need to be protected on, or I need to make sure that I am abiding by the right laws, or I just need to know my rights and stuff. You can educate yourself without an attorney on your rights, but that's exactly what I have done, is educate myself on the process, and that's how I got to learn what to do and how to go about these situations. And what is happening and what has happened is, if you didn't listen to part 1, I lost my job, or I quit my job, and then right after closing on my first house and new construction and everything, and my financial life just went spiraling down this hill, and so did my delinquency on my responsibilities for my bills. And it was just a horrible slumpy time in my life that I felt kind of lost. I was a little lost, and I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to get myself out of that rabbit hole I was going down. I went down that fucking rabbit hole, and so but anyway, I'll get to that stuff in a minute. But today I went to the federal courthouse, and thank God, gosh, one of the vaginas, Mackenzie, came here to my house and woke my ass up because I passed out doing my paperwork.
Get to your house and back in 5 minutes.
Bitch, I feel like having a motherfucker. When I say paperwork for what I had to do for today, it's like a pile. It was like an inch thick pile of paperwork that I had to fill out. And I went to the courthouse yesterday. You have to go to the federal courthouse. You don't go to the regular one when you're doing this type of paperwork. And I'll explain that in another episode too, what I did. But I went there, and the security when you go in, if you've never been to the federal courthouse, it's a different ballpark. They have like Homeland Security, U.S. Marshals that wave you to get in the building. You are not allowed to bring your phone in there at all. The first time I went in there, I didn't know that. Brought in my phone, and they're like, ma'am, you need to take your phone back to your car. You're not allowed to bring that shit up in here. They didn't say shit, but I was like, oh, can I just keep it back here and you guys just hold on to it? And they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm already pressed for time, right? And so I run back to the car. I'm in boots with a little bit of a heel. Parking is always a bitch down downtown Tampa in the morning. And so I run down, I open the door, I put the phone in there, so I think, and then I run back to the federal courthouse, and then I go through the security section again, and they're like, ma'am, we told you can't bring your phone in here. And I was like, I left it in the car. And then I look over at my own hand, and there is the phone in my hand still. That tells you how my brain was obliviously distracted by stress, that I literally went to the car to put the phone in there, and I still came back with the phone in my hand and not even realizing it. If that's not like an airhead moment of the world, I don't know what it is. But once again, I had to run back to the fucking car again to drop my phone off, and then come back to the courthouse, and then proceeded to go up to where I needed to go. And so, but I learned from that mistake big time. Yesterday when I went there, I had it. It was not, they might as well have done a strip shirts on me. I had to take my boots off. I was like, what am I getting on an airplane? Everything. So I had matching socks. I didn't have matching socks on. I was so embarrassed. I go up to the floor, and the paperwork that I was submitting for this, the lady that was behind the desk was maybe just having a bad day, or was a little cranky, or just hates her job, but she grabs my paperwork and basically gave me 2 seconds of her time and said, this is you, we don't do this. What are you talking about? She's like, you printed your papers on front and back. We don't accept that. They have to be just one-sided only. And plus you stapled your packets. We don't accept that either. And she took the papers, put them on this, there's a glass wall between her and I, like a bulletproof glass thing. And she took the papers and just slid them. She's like, we'll be open tomorrow at 8:30. Lady, the auction is tomorrow morning. I'm the first one on the chopper. She's like, we open at 8:30 tomorrow. And just basically, bye Felicia, my ass out the door. It was just, well, what am I gonna do? Throw a fit? I need this department to help me. I'm not gonna be mean and bite my tongue, but just politely, thank you ma'am, bye, see you tomorrow. I had to leave, and I kind of am glad that happened, because the paperwork that she said I was missing, I didn't think I was missing anything, because I used my ChatGPT 4.0 to help me do the paperwork I needed to do, and it was very thorough. I spent a lot of time doing it. It's no joke. It's a lot of printing paper. It's a lot of work, and you got to have all your ducks in a row. And so I thought I had everything that was needed, but she gave me this checklist that was, I don't even know what it is right now, that I was missing a lot of stuff. I came home, a lot of highlighted areas, came home and just unwind for a minute to gather my thoughts, and then went to war with this list of shit that I needed to still provide by tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. I'm already thinking, man, I got a long night. I might as well just pull an all-nighter, because this is going to be a hell of a next 12 hours. So I try to pull an all-nighter, because I obviously had to. I had to print out these packets, and there was a lot. There was a lot more paperwork in this time of filing than I had in the past. I don't know if I picked a long form or if I just picked the wrong chapter, whatever I was doing. I printed everything out, and then I decided to sit down on my bed, and next thing you know, I passed out. And it was after midnight or something like that, and I don't even remember falling asleep. And then next thing I know, one of the vaginas came here, thank goodness. Sometimes at night when you're laying there and you're like looking at the stars, and you're like, man, I wish I had someone in my life that would stick their hand in a cow's ass full of shit. I want to like give you that.
That's so sweet.
I know. And something in the morning and woke my ass up. If she wouldn't have came in and woke my ass up, I wouldn't be having this conversation right now. My house would be, I'd be crying. I'd be crying right now, and like sad, and I would be pissed because I overslept. She thankfully, I feel like she's a blessing. I owe her for life, for real, like owe her for life. We hurry up and get ready, and on the way to the courthouse, she brings a portable printer, so I could finish printing out anything that I was missing in documents. Well, she forgot to charge it, so the portable printer wasn't working.
Holy shit. I am not ready for all that.
If I didn't have this bitch in my life, I can't say anything yet. All right, I gotta get my homework done. And I did need to print some things out, because when I passed out last night, I forgot to print out my papers front and back. And so here I have a whole packet of new stuff in my hand that needs to be filed this morning, that I didn't fill out because I fell asleep. And then on top of it, I didn't reprint the documents that I needed to do front and back. And it's already like close to 8 o'clock, and the auction starts at 10. Needless to say, I was freaking the fuck out. We hurry up and do a U-turn, flip a bitch. We had to go back to my house, and all hands on deck. We start trying to print these out, getting this stuff together. We get it all printed out and fly back in the car, and I start going to town filling these forms out. And I'm not joking when I say like, I had a packet to fill out. It was bang. It was like, I was thinking in my head, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this done by the time we get to the courthouse. But never say never. I was positive. I was thinking positive. And I utilized my Kendall from my ChatGPT, my AI. I had her, she's been helping me, guide me along the whole way to fill these forms out. That's why AI definitely was a time to do paperwork.
Paperwork's not done.
Saver in helping me fill out these forms. She gave me answers that I totally would have taken more time for me to figure out how to answer them than having her with me. By the grace of the universe and the almighty Mercury retrograde, I finished the packet and I filled it out as best as I could when we got to the courthouse. And then there was no parking available, so I had to park all the way like a block and a half away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta jog. I have to jog now, and I'll show you the video. I had to sprint my ass twice, all the way down there, all the way over there to that building. Wait, that building, and sprint my way all the way back here. Videos, like I tried to vlog my whole morning of this event as much as I could. I get to she finds a parking spot, and you can't bring your phones in there, right? I told her, I'm like, look, here's my attorney's number. I need you to be on standby. Let him know that I'm running into the courthouse, because now the clock, it's like after 9 o'clock. It's around 9 o'clock, and the auction is in 50 minutes. 50 minutes I had to sprint my ass a block and a half down to the federal courthouse, and I do not jog. I don't sprint, I don't jog. I have a long jog, bitch. That's at least a quarter of a mile. Exercise is like, if you include exercise, I don't know, but I literally was asthma and flared bitch when I got up to that courthouse. I was like, threw everything in the bucket. I even took my shoes off, everything, because I didn't want to waste any more time. So they scanned me and I got through quickly, and then I went up to the 5th floor, and the lady that hates her job and hates everybody in the world was not working today. It was like another miracle. So she wasn't working, and this lady that was filling in for her was there, and she was the nicest lady on earth. And boom, 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 got my paperwork filed, got my case number, and I sprinted the fuck out of there. I ran down the hall again. This is a big building. If you've never been to the federal courthouse, it's a big bitch. Went down, and I got to the bottom, and I was like Rocky Balboa. He's climbing up those stairs. He gets to the top, but I was like not that like in shape to do that like he was. But I was going down the stairs. I go down the stairs, and it was like a deadbolt sprint to the car and where I found Mackenzie. And because I needed to give the case number to my attorneys to file the motion to stop the sale that was happening in about 14 minutes. So I got a hold of my attorney as soon as I got back to the car, and I was having asthma attack. I couldn't even breathe. I'm like, Bloody Mary at 5 minutes.
Is it open? It fucking... before 10.
Let's see if it's open. It's like a museum.
Bro, you can't even drink yet in Hillsboro.
We can drink now.
No.
Why not?
11.
That's only on the weekends. Hold on, we could drink.
I'll go to the Hard Rock and have a fucking drink at